Stafford and Matthews, technically episode 3, but as always, Joe Stafford joined with Chris Matthews, former Seahawk and Raven, but with a special twist, a special guest, my man, former Packer, former Cowboy, current Houston Texan, Randall Cobb. My man, what's going on?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
I'm doing great, dude. I'm excited. You're our first official guest on the Spinoff podcast, and we appreciate you coming on. Obviously, been in the NFL for a very, very long time. Had great success. Was a captain with the Green Bay Packers during Aaron Rodgers' golden years. Went to Dallas last year. Had a great year with Dak and company, and Zeke down in Texas. And now you're here, back in Texas, in Houston with Deshaun Watson. Take me through the journey so far and how you just kind of taken it in stride.
Man, it's been a long journey. It's crazy to believe it's been 10 years. I feel like I just got into the league. And I try to tell the young guys all the time, like, enjoy every moment of it because it goes by fast. You never know when that time gonna come. So you got to really, really be present and really just enjoy the moment. I've had a lot of great things that happened through the course of my career. Obviously been able to play with Aaron in Green Bay. Almost made it to the Super Bowl until Chris decided he wanted to recover an onside kick in the debacle that we had in Seattle in the last 5 minutes. And it's crazy to believe. I went to the playoffs the first 6 years of my career, and these past 3 I haven't seen it. So, you really start to realize how valuable the time is and those years were that you have those times to make that push.
That's a fact. And I want to touch on the special teams, because, you just talking about me upsetting you guys. But let's talk about you and your first play on special teams on kickoff return. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. When you come into the league as a rookie, I feel like most of the older guys will tell you, like, you got to play special teams. You got to have some kind of role on special teams to really solidify your spot on the team. And for me, it was as a returner. So, I took that job very seriously. I knew that was my role. I was only getting like maybe 5 to 10 offensive snaps my rookie year. And, special teams my deal. Like, punt return, kick return, those were my opportunities to touch the ball and to show what I could do when the ball was in my hands. So in the first game, I had that kickoff return for a touchdown. I had a punt return later on that year against the Vikings, but that was it for me. That was my coming out party. That was kind of how I was able to make a splash and kind of get my name out there.
Yeah,
Chris,
exactly.
when you led with that, you were stroking your own ego there for a minute. You're like, I took down the whole damn team. I'm
still hurt by that.
So I was gonna ask you. I had to ask you off that. I don't want to bring up painful memories or anything. But what was it be like on that other sideline? Russell Wilson throws 4 interceptions. You have the game in hand early. Your defense plays phenomenal. And then Russ starts to come back and then finally capped off with Chris's onside recovery
PTSD.
and OT.
It's PTSD, man. It's not good memories for me. I honestly, with 5 minutes left to go in that game, we had just Morgan Burnett caught an interception.
Mm-hmm.
He probably could have scored, but he decided to slide, get down, let the offense get on the field. And in that moment, I was like thinking, like, oh, I'm getting ready to go to the Super Bowl. Like, we're getting ready to go to the Super Bowl, like 5 minutes away from. In my head, I'm like, all right, I got 16 tickets. Let me see. Daddy. You know what I'm saying? I started going down the list of like all the people that were going to come to the game.
Yeah.
And, it was hell from that point. I mean, everything that could go wrong in that situation went wrong. And that's the way it goes. That's why they always say you got to play 60 minutes of ball because you really can't count your chickens before that.
I'm glad you said that, bro, because when we was in the Super Bowl and we were sitting on the sideline and we were hooping and hollering and stuff like that, and I remember Marshawn coming up to me and he was like, bro, we about to win the game, man. Where you trying to go after this? And I'm like, where you trying to go? Like, it's the third quarter, bro. We still got, X amount of time. Like, I never understood that. Like, especially with him, the type of player that he is, the
Right.
type of monster that he is, could be thinking on a whole different level of where I'm thinking. And I'm trying to get on your level, bro. I'm trying to get up there with you guys. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's really imperative that you always thinking about the game until it hits zero, because you guys had Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? We had to play against Tom Brady. And we're talking about two prolific quarterbacks that are going to go down in history as being one of the best quarterbacks that played in this game. You know what I'm saying? And you could never think outside of the box. You have to stay focused and stay locked in. I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, so no comment from Patriots fan. I'll stay out of this one. But I do have to ask you, Randall. I do have to ask you, playing with Aaron Rodgers and being in that prolific offense with guys like Jordy Nelson, I knew you were kind of, out dating Donald Driver here, but you had a lot of great other weapons around you during your time in Green Bay, and probably some of the best offenses of the decade, if we're going to be frank with it. But I do have to ask, from your perspective, where is Aaron, in the NFL hierarchy all time?
I honestly hate this question because, why can't we just enjoy the greatness that is?
I love that answer.
Brady is undoubtedly one of the greatest.
Yeah. We
get to witness him and Aaron Rodgers at the same time. And now you throw in a Patrick Mahomes. Now you throw in Deshaun Watson. You have young guys that are coming into this league, and they're going to flourish. They're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to get better. And obviously you look at the work that Aaron or Brady has had over the course of their career, and that's what you're able to tally it up. But you got some young guys in this league that's really going to push those envelopes. You talk about Joe Montana. I mean, there's so many names that you can put on that come from these different eras. But we're at a very unique point where we get to witness so many at once. And, now that I'm down here with Sean and getting to work with him, I think D4 is going to be one of the best. I think that he has a certain ability, and it's about getting the pieces around him. It's about giving him the opportunity to thrive. I think he needs to continue to push the envelope as far as the system and being able to not have so much on his shoulders and being able to, give that to other guys. And I think that's one of the reasons they brought in veterans like me and Brandon Cooks, David Johnson. Obviously we played this first game against the defending champs last week on Thursday night. They have most of their core guys still together, and we've honestly only been able to work together for 6 weeks now. So it's still going to take time for us to mesh and continue to grow as a unit. But, I think as time goes, people will start to see the reason that they brought us all here to Houston.
I love that answer. I love that answer.
I think they're going to be really nice. I was telling them, even before then, before we even got on this conversation, I was telling them, I was like, bro, you guys are going to be nice, man. You guys are going to when you guys put all those pieces together, it's going to be nice. Because I like Brandon Cooks personally. Like me personally, I worked out with him a couple times, and I was like, oh, this dude is on something else. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he's always been known for his speed, but just him just being mindful of how he needs to run his routes, you know what I'm saying, of where he needs to be and how he needs to catch the ball, things like that. Those little things go a long way in the NFL, and he's a testament to it. And matching him up with you and Fuller, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. I do want to see more passes being thrown to you because. It's come on now,
the game, man. It's games where you get 10 targets, and it's games where you might not get targeted at all. It just comes down to the flow of the game, and those times will come. I ain't never worried about that because I played some quarterback back in the day, and I know how it goes sometimes. So you just sit tight and wait for your time.
Yeah, most definitely. I do want to say before we move on here. On that Brandon Cooks point, he might be the most disrespected star receiver in the NFL I've ever seen. I'm only 20, and so that's a kind of a small sample size for NFL lifetime span. But I will say, 1,000-yard season with the Saints, 1,000-yard season with the Patriots, going to be a 1,000-yard season with the Texans. And so you look at it that way, he's been passed around team by team like he's like some commodity when he's not. This is a star wide receiver. People need to stop sleeping on Brandon Cooks. I will say, though, the way that Houston has brought you all guys together from such different backgrounds, right? David Johnson, probably the best offensive weapon in 2015 overall, I think, flat. Like dynamic, running the ball, catching the ball, everything, right? And you have like a guy like you coming from Green Bay and coming from Dallas, who've had like just significant experience both in the playoffs and the regular season, former Pro Bowler, 1,000-yard receiver. That obviously has his pedigree with itself. We already talked about Brandon Cooks' excellence, and you bring it all together with Deshaun Watson at the head of the helm. That's a special combination. So I think, minus Thursday night, like you guys are going to have a great season, moving forward. It's going to take a little bit of time. Like you said, you've had a lot less preparation time, no preseason. COVID's obviously taking its toll in terms of preparation. But once you guys get clicking, it's going to be a scary, scary sight for a lot of defenses.
I can't wait for that too. It's going to come. The time's going to come. It's just a matter of when. How fast can we get better week to week? And that's the challenge right now. It's a different year. It's really going to be a different season. So you really got to make sure that you're getting better week in and week out.
Well, you guys face the Ravens this week. It's my old team. What do you think is going to be the deciding factor between you guys' game?
Well, I've been able to watch a little bit of film. I'm really going to dive into it a little bit more tonight. I really only watched the Cleveland game that they just played in this past week, which got lopsided pretty fast, kind of like what happened with us in Kansas City. So I think just watching that game, the key is just staying in front of the chains. You got to stay ahead of the sticks, giving yourself a good opportunity on third down, have this third and short, third and medium, manageable down to stay on the field, because they got an offense that's putting up points. They got an offense that's moving the ball on the ground. They got a great running game. LJ gonna make some plays. He gonna get the ball out quick to his guys. Hollywood Brown he's gonna dice some people up. So we got to make sure we stay ahead of the sticks and give ourselves an opportunity to have sustained drives and be able to pick up the blitzes, because they're going to blitz, they're going to bring it, and we got to make sure that we're on point with our hots, and when we get the ball in our hands, just make something happen.
Yeah. I think you guys got it, man. You talking about Lamar Jackson, you got Deshaun Watson, but then you also got other quarterbacks that are doing great out there, like Patrick Mahomes. You got Teddy Bridgewater. I think they just dropped a list earlier today about the top 10 black quarterbacks that are starting in the league right now. And, that's coming a long way from, where we used to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's an amazing sight to see, and then you actually get to be right beside one of the best. That's going to be one of the best in the NFL. And how does that feel to you, bro?
I think it feels great, man. Just being able to see, you talk about like a guy like Lamar Jackson when he's coming out, just the disrespect that he got of people saying that he's just a running back. He needs to remove the receiver. Like, he's not built to play quarterback in this league. And in his second year, he go out and win MVP. Mm-hmm. I don't know if many people saw the writing on the wall with Mahomes. He comes to Kansas City, and after 1 year, they trade Alex Smith to Washington, and he becomes a starter, and he takes over the league by storm. You talk about Dak. Dak Prescott comes in. Tony Romo gets hurt. He steps in and takes the team to the playoffs his first year. Russell Wilson, like you said, Deshaun, I'm side by side with him right now. It's not the same old thing like that, they're just a dual threat quarterback. These guys have laser arms. They have the ability to put the ball right where it needs to be. I was so impressed the first few days working with Deshaun and just seeing his accuracy and seeing his ball. Like, he throws a great deep ball, but also he throws a nice, it's not too hard, but it's not too soft. It's right where it needs to be on the intermediate route. So, he knows where he wants to put the ball, like locating defenders that are coming down and being able to put it on a certain shoulder so you turn that way. those are little things that are hard for a lot of guys, and he makes it look really easy. So I love the fact that we have a lot of black quarterbacks that's able to go out there and play now and not have that label on them that they're just out there running around.
Yeah, and on that point, like I just want to comment on that myself. You have guys like Doug Williams who breaks the mold, first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. You have guys like Randall Cunningham who comes in a little bit later, even Warren Moon. And now you have arguably the top 3 quarterbacks in the league are black. And as you look at it that way, it's just like we've come a very, very long way. But I do want to highlight one aspect of that before we move on here. You and the Chiefs made a very powerful social statement before the game Thursday to open the NFL season. Can you kind of give more light to that and your decision and how that was made as the two teams came together before the game?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, obviously, I think a lot of people knew something was going to take place at some point, you know, as far as a protest. And, you know, when Kaepernick came out, taking a knee a few years ago, there was a lot of guys that wanted to be a part of that, but they felt the fear of the backlash of what could come from that. And you look at, like, him and Eric Reed right now, that's, I think, should be in the league. Like, you have Eric Reed who broke some franchise records in Carolina last year, and he can't even get a job. Like, it's mind-blowing. But we wanted to make sure that it wasn't about the flag. Like, last time the message got hijacked, and it became a political thing about kneeling during the flag, and that's not what we were looking for. You know, that's why us as Texans, we decided to stay in the locker room, you know, for Lift Every Voice and for the national anthem, because we don't want the message to get misconstrued. You know, we came out and we had a unity moment with the Chiefs to show that's what's going to push us forward, us coming together despite our differences, despite our beliefs, despite our political obligations. It takes people. It takes people to come together and make a decision. And, you know, that's one thing that we've tried to be more forward with is our action, our call to action, and making sure that we're getting everybody on our team registered to vote. You know, trying to help people in the neighborhood get registered to vote, and doing everything we can to use our platform for a positive change.
That's a good thing, man, because I remember when I was going through it with the Ravens, and we flew to London, and, you know, news broke about some things going on, and, you know, everybody was going back and forth in a private meeting about do we kneel, do we not kneel, you know, what is it going to represent? And it was just a lot of confusion, and it just came down to, if you want to do it, if you don't. And, you know, it looked like a roller coaster. You know, when you look down the line, it looked half is kneeling down, the other half is standing up. And it's just crazy to see that people think that it's about the flag when it's about common human life. Like, our lives matter just as much as the next man's, no matter what race they are. And I'm glad you guys went out there, man, and took a stand for that. I commend you guys 110%. You know, you my dog. I got your back no matter what. You know, yeah. If you need me to post something, I'll post it as well. You know, because Instagram really matters, bro. And I'm taking full advantage. I want to take full advantage of it, bro.
Yeah,
I think the big thing is, though, is it's not about, you know, it's not about the kneeling. It's about what we're bringing awareness to. It's the racial injustice. It's the police brutality. I think now that COVID happened and everybody's at home and forced to see the videos and forced to see what's actually happened, they're becoming more aware. So now that we're at this awareness stage and people know, it's about making real change. It's about making real difference. Going out and voting, and not just voting for the president, because obviously that's a big piece. The president is the one who appoints the attorney general that makes a lot of laws. You know, he appoints judges that's on the Supreme Court. But also you have, like, your congressional reps, you have your senators, you have your state election where you electing the Senate and the House of Reps, the commissioners and the sheriffs in your local neighborhoods. Like, there's a lot that's on these ballots that we need to make sure that we're studying up on and we're learning about and learning what the people that we're voting for represent, because they're supposed to be representing our voice. So, it's deeper than that. So I think that we have to continue to educate ourselves to find out what it is that they believe in, and to know that these are the people that they have to align with our views personally.
I'm behind that 100%. I think
I know you got to go soon, bro. But what are some things? What are some books that you're reading right now? Because I went on. I seen that you posted that you were reading W.E.B. Du Bois and Frederick Douglass and all of them. Like, who else are you reading so I can get up?
Right now I'm on the New Jim Crow.
Okay.
New Jim Crow. It really takes you through the war on drugs. It takes you through basically mass incarceration and how the prison population jumped from the 80s until the 2000s for drug offenses, for a lot of minor drug offenses, possession charges that people are going to jail for, and they don't have the money to bail themselves out. So they end up taking plea deals, and they're taking plea deals that gives them a felon tag. So now they're a felon, and they can't get a job, they can't vote. So they're going to go right back to the system. Like, I mean, there's no way they become a second-class citizen. So that's one book that I'm on right now that's really opening my eyes to what really took place whenever the war on drugs was announced, and Law and Order, and that Nixon and Reagan really put us in a bad spot. And then you have Bill Clinton that comes in and makes a 3-strike law. So now you get hit twice once, and then another time, and you're done. So I mean, it's really opening my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't realize were happening around.
And another suggestion, if I may, for both of you actually, and for myself, I already checked him out. Brian Stevenson. I don't know if you guys know about him. He actually works as a defense attorney, trying to get people out of charges they were falsely accused of, or they're falsely all that stuff. But he actually spoke at my school a couple of years ago, and his story's unbelievable. I think Michael B. Jordan's actually playing him in the movie. Coming up, releasing very, very soon. Check him out. Great guy to understand, and great philosopher of thought when it comes to this law stuff. He actually dives in even before the stuff you were going into. War on drugs even predates that. LBJ's Great Society, when the black single fatherhood rate jumped from 20% to 80%, and that was not a coincidence. And it kind of talks about the governmental policies that kind of made that possible. So definitely got to check out as well. I'm glad you brought up voting. And I think voting is a very important aspect of this that people are neglecting. Over 50% of the country didn't vote last year.
Yeah.
In any election. That's unacceptable. At least from my personal view, it's a civic duty and responsibility for yourself to go out there and affect change when you have the platform to do so. I think you guys made a great statement before the game, in unity. And you always mentioned, the fact that Cap's demonstrations were demonized because it was during the national anthem. That wasn't a mistake. That was intentional, and that was to kind of sway the attention away from the actual point of the demonstration. I think it's been very well documented now. It kind of took a couple of years to kind of come out, but it's been well documented now, and it's very sickening, honestly, because when you have a social issue that is important as police brutality and as the killings of actual people that they're matter. People matter, and people can neglect that aspect of it, no matter how small the number. One is too much. What I'm trying to say. So definitely good to check him out as well. But Randall, we appreciate you coming on. Great conversation. I know I had one more thing for you. Can you talk some sense into Chris about Aaron Rodgers, please? Because he's been disrespecting you for the past 2 episodes. Talk some sense into my man over here.
Hey,
yeah, you have.
Don't lie.
Watch the tape.
Numbers don't lie, man. You see what he did week 1 in Minnesota.
Bro.
This dude picked the Vikings.
The first episode, I said that to me, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback as far as intangibles and being able just to be a flat-out good quarterback.
You picked Kirk Cousins over him.
I said that. But my thing is that they didn't go out and get no extra receivers to help him out to throw the ball to. So
that's
what you want to do, throw the ball to himself?
Yeah, I mean, he got Tay, and Tay a bad dude. But
you're bad dude.
At the end of the day, I think they're going to continue, though. You look at MVS, Valdez Scantling, he's got something special to him.
That's his name.
Yeah, so he got something special to him. He's going to continue to grow that trust with Aaron. It takes time. It really takes time to mold that with Aaron. And, I heard he had a great training camp this year. And, he came out. I know he had a couple of bad drops, but, that's part of it. That's part of the growth. And Aaron kept going to him and giving him another opportunity. He made the next play. So I look forward to seeing him continue to take off.
You know best because you was there, so I got to go with you. And Joe, you need to go with him as well.
I already have. You're the one on trial here, not me. You picked Kirk Cousins over my man Aaron Rodgers. Come on now.
I went because of the defense. Come on, man.
No. Listen to Randall. Listen to Randall. That's bad. That is bad. That's on you. No more excuses.
My man had 22 yards in the first half. I can't talk because I had 22 for the whole game.
All right, Randall Cobb, Stafford and Matthews. Randall, we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully have you on, down the line, during the season, maybe after the season. Appreciate you coming here, and good luck with the rest of the season. Looking forward to those Houston fireworks on offense.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all for having me, bro.
Definitely.
Big safe man. You tell the family I said, hey.